What if I told you that everything you've been taught about power is a lie? You've been led to believe that success is about being seen, heard, or validated, that recognition is the key to gaining control. But true power is earned through the applause of others. True power is built in silence. It's about mastering an invisible force, one that manipulates from the shadows and controls without ever needing to show its hand. In a world that loves noise, the true masters of power are the ones you never hear. You don't need a crown, a throne, or a loud voice to rule. What if I told you that the greatest leaders in history didn't just command, they reprogrammed the very way people thought and acted around them? They became untouchable. They became inevitable. Welcome to the philosophy of Machiavelli, the blueprint for attaining an uncheckable, silent power. You've lived by the rules. You've been the reasonable one, the loyal one, the honest one. You've put others first, and you've worked hard to gain respect. Yet, despite your best efforts, you're left feeling powerless. People walk all over your silence. They twist your kindness into weakness, and they manipulate your goodness to serve their own ends. Why does this happen? Why is it that those who follow the rules, who are good and just, are often left behind? The answer is simple. The world doesn't operate on kindness, honesty, or fairness. It operates on power. And power, true power, is not about being seen or recognized for your efforts. It's about control. It's about understanding the game, and more importantly, controlling the narrative. The true masters of power never seek validation. They don't need to be liked or admired. They know one fundamental truth: the only thing that matters is control. At some point, you have to stop chasing approval and start making decisions that shape your destiny. Machiavelli teaches us that there is a critical moment in every person's life where they stop being reactive and begin being decisive. The moment when you shift from seeking validation to commanding respect, from searching for approval to becoming the force that others must reckon with. This is your rebirth, and Machiavelli would call it one thing: God mode. In this mode, emotion has no place. Guilt fades, doubts vanish, and your actions, they are no longer motivated by the desire for love or recognition. They are motivated purely by strategy, pure calculation. You no longer need to be liked or heard. You become an invisible force that shapes outcomes, cloaked in silence, delivered without mercy. This isn't about divine intervention or mythical power. It's about domination. It's about commanding outcomes without a word being spoken. You'll transform from a man who asks for approval to a presence that demands respect. This video is not here to inspire you. It's here to fundamentally change the way you think. It's here to awaken the part of you that can manipulate situations from the shadows, bending others to your will without them ever realizing it. The rebirth, entering God mode. But before you become truly powerful, you must first eliminate the need for recognition, that craving for validation, the soft spot that others will exploit. Machiavelli understood this intimately. He watched countless rulers fall not because they lacked strength, but because they sought recognition. They wanted to be loved, adored, respected. The moment you begin to seek validation, you give others leverage. Think about it. Every time you seek praise, you are handing someone else the power to control how you feel. That need for attention is your vulnerability, and it is the exact thing your enemies will target. To truly enter God mode, you must abandon this need completely. You must detach from the world's need to see your greatness. You act not for applause, but for results. Results that happen in silence. Invisibility, the power of silence in the beginning. God mode feels like an act of invisibility. Not physical invisibility, but psychological invisibility. You move through life unnoticed, not because you hide in fear, but because you've learned that action speaks louder than visibility. Most people move through life desperate to be seen, to be heard, to be validated. But the real masters of power understand that the greatest influence is achieved without ever needing to be in the spotlight. You don't act for attention, you act for outcomes. And the more invisible you make your actions, the more dangerous your presence becomes. People want to fear you, because you shout they lines fear you, because they don't know what you rethinking. They don't know what you're planning. They don't know where you stand, or where you'll strike next. Step 1. Eliminate the need for recognition to gain true power. The first step is to eliminate any need for recognition. The desire to be praised, to be seen as great, is the root of weakness ***. This need for acknowledgement is the first thing that will be weaponized against you by those who seek to control you. Machiavelli, who studied the rise and fall of countless rulers, understood this better than anyone. He saw that the greatest men were often undone by their craving for approval. The desire to be loved, respected, and admired is what made them vulnerable. Power isn't about being seen or praised. It's about being feared and respected quietly, invisibly. You must rid yourself of this need for approval. Stop acting for applause. Act for results. When you no longer seek the approval of others, when you no longer care about validation, you begin to control the environment around you. Step 2. Unpredictability as a weapon. Once you've shed the need for validation, you can begin to embrace the art of unpredictability. Predictability is a weakness. Predictable people are easy to manipulate because their behavior is already known. When you're predictable, you're already in someone else's control. They can anticipate your moves and act accordingly. Unpredictability, on the other hand, is a weapon. You never reveal your thoughts. You never react when expected. Your actions should keep others on edge, always wondering what you'll do next. Here's the key. You must always remain an enigma. Smile when they expect you to be stern. Remain silent when they need answers. Walk away when they think you should engage. Your unpredictability forces others to second-guess their moves. They will hesitate before making decisions, fearing the consequences of crossing you. This is not cruelty, it is strategic design. You are conditioning them, forcing them to adjust to your rhythm. Every move you make, every reaction or lack thereof, is part of a larger strategy to keep them off balance and unsure of their position. Step 3. Fear as currency. Fear is the most valuable currency of power. But not the kind of fear that screams danger, not the kind of fear that makes people panic. It's the subtle fear the fear that causes them to pause when they see you, hesitate when they hear your name. The fear that makes them second-guess their every move because they know that crossing you could have serious consequences. Machiavelli's insight on this was profound. Fear is the strongest tool in any ruler's arsenal. It commands respect, creates boundaries, and ensures that your presence alone is enough to keep people in line. Fear doesn't need to be loud. It doesn't need to be visible. Fear only needs to be felt, deep in the bones, a constant undercurrent of tension. You don't need to raise your voice to control people. You need only to control what they feel when you enter a room. When you enter, they should feel that slight tightening in their chest that instinctive awareness that their actions may be watched. That is the essence of true power. Step 4. Weaponize absence. Absence is one of the most powerful tools in the arsenal of the powerful. When you show up too often, you dilute your presence, your influence begins to weaken, and you become just another face in the crowd. But when you use absence strategically, you create tension, and tension is fertile ground for fear. People will wonder where you are, what you're doing, and why you're not around. Your absence will make them question their own decisions and actions. Absence becomes a form of dominance. They will begin to fear that, when you do appear, it will be with a purpose they may not be prepared for. When you withdraw, your influence grows. The longer you stay out of sight, the more they will start to wonder about your next move, your next strategy. Absence is not about being weak. It's about being strategic. You don't need attention, you need control. And absence gives you that. Step 5. Never explain. Never defend. Explaining yourself is a weakness. Every time you justify your actions, you lose power. You give others the impression that they have some control over your choices. The truth is, they don't. Never explain, never defend. Let them question you. Let them wonder what you're really doing. When you don't explain yourself, you remain above the fray. You become untouchable. When you remain silent, you force them into a position of weakness because now, they're not in control of the narrative. They are forced to guess. The more you remain silent, the more they'll fear what they can't understand. Silence is the most powerful weapon in your arsenal. The final step, detach from emotion. The final step in activating God mode is to detach from emotion. Emotion is the greatest weakness of all. Emotions like anger, pride, and guilt will always lead you astray. As long as you are controlled by emotion, you are still playing the game on someone else's terms. Machiavelli knew this. He understood that true power comes not from reacting emotionally, but from remaining detached, operating from a place of cold logic and strategy. Emotions are the chains that bind you to the system of manipulation. When you stop allowing emotion to dictate your actions, you stop being predictable. You stop being a machine that can be provoked. You become ***, inhuman to them ***, unreachable, untouchable, and unstoppable.